It's 2007, the year that Britney Spears was tweaking, little me fell in love with Megan Fox and Transformers, and Peter Parker went full out emo. What a time it was to be alive, and the WWE was definitely doing their thing. Super Cena was in the cut and it was a scary sight. All the older fans hated him with a passion, but us little dumbasses worshipped him. Rated RKO was awesome, concertos for everyone, and poor Shawn Michaels was all alone after Triple H got injured. Meanwhile on SmackDown, all was right in the world once again. Batista was the world heavyweight champion. Undertaker was back alive again. Wait, never mind, that doesn't sound right. And in January of 2007, the WWE was of course heading into the Royal Rumble. There was just so much hype and excitement for us growing up. Who the hell was going to win the Royal Rumble this year? Was The Undertaker finally going to win his first Rumble and challenge for the title at Mania? Or was HBK going to win his third? Could it be Orton? Could it be Edge? What if Batista loses to Mr. Kennedy or Cena loses the title and they both enter the Rumble? Shit, what if Hardcore Holly wins? Back in 2007 online, the predictions were split. Nobody knew exactly what was gonna happen, and because of that there was just so much excitement for this. Some thought HBK would win with the power of Triple H. First of all, what the hell was a crippled Triple H in a wheelchair possibly going to do to make Shawn Michaels win? But not at the end of the day, most predictions were between HBK's lazy eye and the dead man. One of these legends was going to win the Rumble and walk out of Texas, their home state, and go on to WrestleMania. Two legends, two icons, those were the two that most fans thought would win. But then again, it could also be someone from Rated RKO. Or as this guy predicted, maybe both. The other match everyone was looking forward to had us all scared to death. John Cena versus Umaga. As a kid, I was terrified. I don't know what else to say. I thought Cena was going to die. Umaga made his debut in 2006, and this man was a straight savage. Nobody was safe. He was destroying everything and anything in his way. This man did this to poor Maria. Everything he did was terrifying. His finisher was a Samoan spike. He would slam his ass at 100 miles per hour in his opponent's face. This was just a different type of scary as a kid. See, normally it's like, oh, Boogeyman scary, Undertaker sometimes scary, but that's scary. This is like horror. This is like, yo, this man, if I see him in public, would probably kill me and my family. And the one man we thought could stop him was John Cena. He was our Superman. Sure, Edge beat him and RVD beat him, but none of those guys ever made us feel the way that this man did. Umaga was just something else. He was undefeated from April to January until John Cena somehow survived and beat him with a roll-up. Yes, John Cena barely survived the match and had to beat Umaga with a roll-up. But the problem was, now Umaga was even more pissed, which I didn't think was possible. So now at the Royal Rumble, it was going to be Cena versus Umaga in a last man standing match. Super Cena was definitely going to get clapped. And after months of overcoming the odds every single time, Cena was finally going to meet his match. Those two matches made Royal Rumble 2007 such a special pay-per-view. Let's go back to 2007 and go to San Antonio with a big old woman live from the AT&T Center. Let's take a look at what made Royal Rumble 2007 so special. The show began, pyro exploded, and from the beginning the crowd was just rowdy. The first match of the night was the Hardys versus Eminem, and I just want to take this time out to say, never forget Melina's iconic entrance. Bobby Lashley took on Test in a match that we can pretend just never happened. Batista took on Mr. Kennedy in a quick and easy match. And at that point, we were 3 matches in, and it's like, alright, this has been just another pay-per-view. Everything changed when Umaga's theme hit. Out came this monster with Armando Estrada. He was an actual monster, and now he was going to walk in and destroy my hero. This really felt like the first time back as a kid that Cena was in danger. Cena's music hit, out he came, and you just knew it was going to be a banger Cena match when he comes out serious, no smile, no jokes, just a death stare. This was going to be a classic. You got Superman, you got a monster, last man standing match. The setting was perfect, the atmosphere was great. Jim Ross and King on commentary, they were in the ring face to face, and for the next 20 minutes it was a war. This is no doubt my favorite last man standing match of all time, and this is the perfect man versus monster match. This is storytelling and wrestling at its finest. As soon as the match started, John Cena got his ass beat. Umaga was just such a beast in the ring and he destroyed Cena. Cena came into the match with injured ribs storyline wise, and honestly, he might have left with a real ribs injury after this. It was insane seeing Cena brutalized like this. The beauty of this match was Cena, who always overcame the odds, would do his typical shtick and get his momentum going and always win, but tonight, that was not the story. Every time Cena did something, no matter what Cena did, Umaga had an answer. Cena threw the steps over the top rope to bang in Umaga. Doesn't matter, Umaga got up and decked him with a spinning heel kick. Cena moves out of the way as Umaga's about to crush him. Doesn't matter, Umaga gets up and sidewalk slams him. And as the match went on, Umaga just got more vicious, and it was perfect because every time Cena would do anything at all, like Cena would legit breathe and the fans would go nuts like, woo, he's alive guys, he didn't die yet. Because what Umaga was doing to him was just wild. Every move, every moment in this match told a story. Cena was just getting slapped so bad. This monster was just too much for him. That Cena, the superhero, the ultimate babyface in the company, had to resort to a low blow. 5-knuckle shuffle on the steps. He went for the FU, but Umaga just did too much damage and he was just way too heavy that Cena collapsed on the steps, busted wide open, blood's pouring like Niagara Falls. And at this point, Umaga is legit 21 Savage mode on repeat at this point. Cena slowly would get up and fight, little bursts of energy, and the crowd would go nuts, little kids screaming for their lives, the momentum would start to change, and bang, Samoan drop. Cena would do whatever he could think of, leg drops to the back of the head using TV monitors. He was trying to do whatever it took, but it didn't matter. Eventually, Umaga had Cena laying on the announce table. Cena was out like a light, he was 2 announce tables away, and Umaga was just staring at him. This madman was going to run a 40-yard dash like it was the NFL draft combine and crush Cena once and for all. The crowd was shook, commentators were shook, my dad who thought wrestling was fake was shook, me the biggest Super Cena fan of all time was about to cry. Umaga ran for his life over the announce tables, jumped in the air, and bang, Cena moved out of the way. What a moment. Cena barely survived. He did it. Umaga was done. The referee began to count. At this point, it's like, you know what? Cena did it. Last time it was a roll-up. This time he moved out of the way. At least he got the W, overcame the odds again. Psych, you thought at 9 Umaga got up. It was like a scene straight out of a horror movie. Umaga went back into the ring and he was ready to take Cena's soul. This match, top to bottom, is perfect, but the ending is one of the greatest endings in wrestling match history. So Umaga's manager Estrada unhooked the entire top rope. Umaga got a hold of the metal thing that was a part of the turnbuckle, and I don't even know what he was gonna do to Cena, but whatever he was gonna do, it wasn't gonna be pretty. So Cena turned around, Cena ducked and hit Umaga with a huge FU. So Cena then punched Estrada down, and at this point Cena knew there was only one thing he could do to Umaga. He hits him with the metal, and then Cena does one of the most elite things you'll ever see in a wrestling ring. Umaga's down and he does the STFU using the ropes to choke him out. And what a scene. Blood pouring from his face. He's out here choking out this monster who he barely survived the beating from. He's using the rope, screaming for his life. Cena at this point was straight Super Saiyan 3. The crowd was going crazy. Umaga was crying for air and eventually passed out. Cena let go. The monster had been slayed. The referee counted. Cena calmed down, and the referee only got to 3 and Umaga was back up. So Cena, what does he do? No mercy. Goes back at it again, choking him out. Even a monster's gotta breathe. Until Umaga finally passed out. There's blood everywhere, the ring is a mess, so much destruction. Umaga's done, the referee counted, but that's the beauty of this match. It was still so tense, cause you believed at any moment Umaga would get up. That's how elite Umaga came off in this match. The ref counted. 8, 9, and even at 10 you're like, okay, Umaga's getting up, but he didn't. Cena got the win and all was right in the world. A classic. One of the best matches ever, I don't care. The storytelling, the violence, the moves, the moments, the drama, the crowd, the commentary. This match is just GOAT tier. We will never ever see a match like this ever again. 14 years later, this match, even though I knew the result, had me hooked from the beginning. Rest in peace Umaga, shout out to Cena, no doubt, this is a certified classic. It was then time for the Rumble match, one of the greatest Rumble matches of all time. 30 men, 1 ring, the last one standing goes on to WrestleMania to challenge for a world title. But what's special about this match is it was just 4 men who made this Rumble truly iconic. The match kicked off with Ric Flair and Finlay, and this match had a lot of talent. Edge, Jeff Hardy, Sabu, Kane, King Booker, Sandman, Orton, RVD, Benoit, and more. And this match had a lot of cool moments, like Sabu for some reason setting up a table just to go through it like 2 minutes later. Great job, Sabu, great job. So we're gonna pick this match up halfway through when Randy Orton made his entrance at number 16. His partner Edge had been in the match for like 25 minutes at that point, and now Edge's buddy Orton was in, and together they just went off. Super Crazy eliminated. Matt and Jeff gone. Rated RKO were tag team champions at this point, so they stuck together like glue, holding it down for each other. The match went on and on. Wrestlers like Benoit and RVD came in, and at number 23 out came HBK, the hometown hero. Loudest pop of the night, no doubt. He went in there and cleared house like it was 96. They were behind him 110%. And at number 28 out came the great Khali, who just casually went in there and eliminated 7 wrestlers, okay, holding it down for all the Punjabis out there. It was then time for the last entrant, number 30. There were 5 guys left in the ring: Michaels, MVP, Orton, Edge, and Khali. The countdown began. 3, 2, 1, and number 30 was the dead man. The Undertaker's music hit, smoke appeared, and I swear to God, Undertaker had his fastest entrance of all time. Which honestly, thank you, Taker, because if he did his normal entrance, we probably still would have been watching Royal Rumble 2007 in 2021. Undertaker just walks in, punches away, and the crowd is going nuts. Undertaker punches him at the rope, and he hits him with a clothesline. Khali goes flying over. Taker then goes to MVP, throws him out, and we're down to 4. The 4 men who made this Rumble match iconic: Edge, Orton, HBK, and Taker. So Taker is out there tweaking because his hips actually worked here, and he hits a flying clothesline on Edge, and he threw him to the ropes. Undertaker's about to eliminate Edge, but then Orton comes out of nowhere with a chair, and bang, just absolutely claps the Undertaker in the head with it. Randy Orton is hyped, he's amped, he just saved his Rated RKO brother, but little did he know, that slimy piece of Edge was setting him up for the spear. Orton with a chair in his hand is staring at the Undertaker. Edge is measuring him. Orton turns around. Edge runs for the spear, and whoa, chill. Remind you of something? I love it. They start arguing. You see HBK slowly creeping up in the background. They don't even pay attention to him. They're just too busy arguing. HBK slowly is alive. He comes back to save the day, and RKO. Edge calms down and he goes to Orton. He's like, yo, we got this. We have a dead man in the ring we should probably worry about before he starts making the lights go out or something. Rated RKO makeup like that high school couple you hated. They attack Taker, who's busted wide open. Taker tries to fight back. He hits him with the clothesline, snake eyes, and then he grabs Orton and he goes for the choke slam. But out of nowhere, Edge with the spear. And at this point, if you ever wanted to see a concussion, here's a beautiful demonstration by Edge. How lovely. But that wasn't enough though. Nah, these guys really apparently hated the Undertaker. So Edge goes outside the ring and grabs a second chair. Concerto time. They were going to bash the Undertaker's brains in. They're taunting, they're laughing, and behind again, slowly HBK creeps up.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
But nah, this time HBK goes in there and he just goes wild. He sends Orton out flying. The crowd is going nuts. HBK ducks, sweet chin music to Edge, and Edge is out of there, and we are down to 2. HBK and the Undertaker, 2 icons, 2 legends in the middle of the ring, laying down. They laid there for 35 seconds as the crowd got louder and louder, just soaking it in, and it was time. The Undertaker sat up with that evil look in his face, blood everywhere, and right behind him, HBK with the kip up. It was beautiful, an iconic Rumble moment, and this is it. What made this Rumble so special? You know what? Surprisingly, it wasn't Hardcore Holly. It was the fact that the last 2 men were the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, who just casually went out there and put on an impromptu wrestling classic to end off the Rumble. It was magical. Their first meeting since 1998. So many scares. At any moment, it was like either men could have been eliminated. Both men teetering on top of the ropes, teasing finishers, neck breakers, trading punches. They did it all. They had a full-out match, the longest final 2 in Rumble history. The fans were on fire, just screaming HBK, HBK, and after all of that, it was time to close it out. HBK was tuning up the band, and I swear to God, everyone in the entire arena was counting along with him. He went for the super kick. No, Taker caught him with the choke slam. Taker at this point is on one. He's going full demon mode, possessed mode. He grabs Shawn Michaels, goes for the tombstone. HBK pushes off, and finally, sweet chin music. And again, both men were down. Michael gets up, Taker gets up, he's going for another super kick, but now he's charging it up like his life depends on it. He's going to kick him out of the ring. Undertaker slowly gets up, he goes for it, but Undertaker ducks and lifts him in the air over the top rope. Shawn hits the floor, and the Undertaker won the Royal Rumble for the first time in his career. Simply legendary. Both men just collapsed. The Undertaker's in the ring laying down. Shawn Michaels is outside. These men gave it their all. This was just truly epic. The match ends and Taker is looking outside the ring to Shawn. Shawn's on the floor disappointed. And what makes this even more special, this was the seed. This started the iconic Shawn and Taker rivalry in the late 2000s. What a match. What a moment. Is this the best Rumble ever, top down? Hell no. There's Kenny Dykstra and a Hardcore Holly, and I barely talked about it, but the last 20 minutes are just so special. Top 5 Rumble ever. Dave Meltzer gave both of the matches 4 stars, and honestly they should have been 5, but what do I know? I'm just an idiot who talks about wrestling on YouTube. I love this pay-per-view, especially because of what happened after this. So Cena and Umaga tore it down. Cena after this went on to verse HBK at Mania. They had their awesome feud. Rated RKO found themselves in the title picture eventually and had one of my favorite matches ever at Backlash. Undertaker won on this night and it set up his all-time great feud with Batista, and in May, Edge did this to The Undertaker. Special moments of my childhood, probably your childhood as well, and it all began here at the Royal Rumble 2007. 07 overall might not have been the best year for the WWE, definitely not. But for someone who was a kid during this time, I loved it more than anything. And even now in 2021, I sat here watching this with the biggest smile on my face. Royal Rumble 2007 was truly special.